Vizeum India MD Shripad Kulkarni, who recently completed a year with the agency, has great plans to revamp the India operations, with digital as the key thrust area. I met with him for a chat where he revealed his strategy for 2020, along with other significant steps he plans to take in the near future. Welcome to Brandstand, Shripad. It's been a little over a year since you took charge at Vizeum India. How has the journey been so far?
What we did is we first focused on people and the product, so that we have the right people. We recruited a lot of new talent. We organized people as per what is the need. And the second thing that we have done is we are looking at our product. And while we are doing all this, what I have kept in mind is I have looked at 2020, and we are building Vizeum India, which is ready for 2020. That's the vision.
With this thrust on people and products, you've hired somebody as senior as Amita Karwal and expanded the Delhi operations in a big way.
Yes, that's right. Because Delhi is a much larger market. Delhi is where there is growth, and Amita is very experienced in this market. She knows the entire ecosystem, so that has already started giving us results. We now are already handling TCL. We have Panasonic on board, so we already started getting the results of that appointment of hers.
I'm quoting here from a mission statement of Vizeum Australia, and it says Vizeum was created for the new era of media, a convergent world where consumers and content come together in real time on platforms and devices. A global world massively impacted by digital technology, which is totally reshaping the environment that brands and people live in. So talk us more about this thrust on digital in India.
It's not so much about just looking at digital campaigns or digital as a medium. Digital is changing consumers' life. Digital is changing the context of products in consumers' life. Digital has changed how people take decisions on brands. Digital is changing the customer decision journey. So we need some fundamental changes in how we look at media. What is the role of media? So as far as Vizeum is concerned, we are focusing squarely on the business challenges that each brand we handle faces, and we come from a position that media must help solve those problems. How will we measure results and performance? Because everything, whether it is digital, mass media, experiential, is going to be measured by performance, and that is what is the biggest focus that we at Vizeum will have.
Getting 100% of your staff well versed in digital is a very interesting idea, but do you think it's necessary? And how have the staff taken to it? Because in digital there is a constant need for upgradation.
Oh, it is 100% necessary. The first step we are taking is that we are going to make sure that everybody who is there, we have about 35 people now, within the next 3 to 4 months they will be trained, starting from the basics to a higher order digital completely. And then we'll add a higher order digital ecosystem learning, or higher order learning for senior people, and strategy people will be entirely digitally inclined.
Almost every media agency is looking at digital in a big way, but are the spends large enough to merit this kind of thrust?
It's not about digital campaigns. It's not about digital spends. It's about your consumers are completely going to be digital, a significant proportion of consumers. So you have to understand how that is changing because of digital. That is more important.
And you're also looking at doubling your staff every 12 to 18 months?
Yes, that's what I have gone on record, and that's our vision. How we have looked at the entire budgeting and vision is that every 12 to 16 months we will be doubling our staff. So that what it means is every 12 to 16 months we must net significant new business. That's what is our goal. But like I said, people first, product first and then go with that proposition to market is the strategy.
2020 is not far away, and from what one learns, you're putting in place a media AOR blueprint for 2020. Tell us about that.
Absolutely right. We have in fact started a study which is projecting the entire media ecosystem in 2020 in India. What we see is that, of course, the digital penetration and the mobile penetration, the smartphone penetration and availability of good connections, the internet connection is the primary driver. First, what we see first is that we tend to look at the digital spends. Of course, we will predict digital spends in this study, but that is less important according to me. What is important is how is the customer decision journey going to change for a few categories is the most important, and how are various aspects of the customer decision journey affected by various media is what we're going to predict, and that will actually give us insights of what kind of a media AOR we need in India in 2020, and we're already built towards that. In maybe mid 2017 or 18 we'll be ready with a full scale media AOR which is required for 2020, and that's the big advantage we will get.
We understand that you're working on a research or a forecast on India in 2020 from the marketing services and investment point of view. Could you share some insights?
We are currently doing simulation using some statistical technique, which is simply a what if scenario, and we are now creating different scenarios, and the picture that we are seeing right now is quite different. We see that the digital spends per se will grow at anything from 50 to 60%, depending upon when the digital infrastructure of internet availability, high-speed internet availability we are going to give to people. The mobile phones are already there, smartphones are already there. That is one that we are seeing. The second we are seeing is that we will have to soon have the credo of last mile first, because no longer people go through various stages of the journey the way we knew. The classical model of IDA is already defunct, and last mile first is going to be something that we'll need to concentrate very strongly on. These are the two big changes that we see.
Well, this was really interesting. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your exciting inputs.
Thank you.